Oo, may nakas ba?
So,
And,
ano pa questions? Ano pa questions?
tapos,
Pwede si Alan?
ano pa ba yun? After nung isa, after niya mag-generate ng this is pinakita namin paano magawa ng ear. Ano ba yung, ano nito? Ano, tuloy na natin. Pag nagbitaw ka ng isang ear, i-I para mas magaang siya. Tama ba? Kasi this would like, si M data to list. Ilalabas mo siya as a list na agad or mag-interface ka pa, isa pang layer bago mo bigyan kaya ano?
As a select.
Doesn't really matter. Yung i-expose the whole list, or
Ano na yun, sa manipulation ni link yun, tatanggalin mo yung mga ano. Di ba pag nag-select ka, tapos magre-return ka ng generic list, di ba? Kasi tinulist nyo. Kapag tinulist nyo siya, dala pa niya yung mga underlying data niya. For example, ang table nyo is sales, tapos yung mga orders. Ang use
Pati yung i-query niya, pati yung orders.
Yung orders, dala yun.
Buo yun, tangay niya lahat yun. So, one of the challenges sa ORM is hindi dapat kung kailangan niyo lang is a certain set. Tapos especially sa web applications, crucial yung speed natin, 'di ba? As much as possible. Ito parang parang select asterisk ko eh. So dapat hindi hindi ganoon. That's one pitfall of ORMs. Maski si N-hibernate hindi accepted doon. Kapag nag-select all ka ng isang object, lahat ng mga nakakonekta sa kanyang object, isa-select all din niya. Bubuin niya yun isa-isa.
That's why we don't suggest using the query the query pattern. You could work on the extension methods of a link so that you could discriminate what data you're going to select. Discuss mo naman yun sa next week. Sabi ko lang na that particular syntax John showed you, that's the easiest way of learning link. Pero if you like to take advantage of the power of entity framework, you're gonna be working on the extension methods.
Yep.
And the power is there. You can control the results, the object that you're retrieving.
Acknowledge lang natin yung presence ni Alan Gune. Siya yung magpe-present next week sa UI, sa final na part ng series na to. Okay.
So and like what he said, this is a perfect example of what not to do.
Kailangan lang understate na
don't put a query on your presentation layer. Number 2, do not select star. Do not select
all. Do not select all.
This will, it's like if you select all of the employees in the database, you also effectively selecting all of the employees' dependents. Parang ganun.
So parang nag-select asterisk ka sa employee dependent, nag-select asterisk ka sa
transactions.
So medyo madumi yun. Okay. May questions pa?
Pala sagot lang nga pala sa question niya, no?
Isa lang yun.
Nakakatuloy yung tanong mo iba. Any other questions?
Questions pa?
Short video. Actually, ginawa ko mas mabilis yung pag-play niya ito. Para mabilis matapos. As a short video on creating a WCF RIA service. Getting data from an XML file. And then after that, we're going to use Visual Studio LightSwitch to connect to this RIA service. Right? Okay, so new. There we go. A new class library.
That's fast.
Yeah, I told you it's gonna. Okay, the video wants to go home. Video wants to go home now. Okay, so basically what happened was I created a project. It's a class library. Okay, we call it XML products service. Yeah.
That's C#.
This is VB, VB.net. And then we're going to add a domain service class called product service.vb. There we go. Then it's going to add another class
called products class.
Facebook type, pare.
Okay, so ginawa niya, ganun kabilis yung computer na ginamit no. So, so basically, you create a service, okay, and then you add, oh, okay. I think already turned on. Okay. Then nag-add siya ng products. Una yung product service. Okay. So this is the service. This is the one's going to be consumed, and then a products will be a class of products. Okay. A class representing products. And it's going to go to the cheat sheet, and there we go. So there. Galing ko, ang bilis ang kamay, no? Okay. So you have these are the properties. So you have product name, category ID, quantity per unit, unit price, units in stock. If you will notice, meron siyang mga warnings. Okay. So what it's going to do is just going to hit those or control period.
Ano yung import?
Anong import niya?
Component model
Yeah.
ng annotation. Data annotation.
Yeah, for data annotations. Para siya magawing, it will make your class look like a table. Okay. So this is yung ano. Ano ba ito? Code first?
What happens there, if you would like to enforce a number of rules on your entity, so diba, when we write our code, we have a model or a class that represents all the business rules in our operations. And we're gonna write a number of code. Let's say you want to validate on the existence of a particular value on a property. So you can get rid of that actually. You could import from the system that component model, that data annotation, so that you can decorate the property with a number of attributes, which you could use for a number of purposes. Like you could cascade that all throughout your UI.
I like this one.
We just adding.
String length 25.
So those information, those error messages, that will be displayed directly to the UI.
Okay. Dito meron siya product category. Okay, sa huli. Okay. That's product category, but wala siya dun sa ano. Okay. So what it's going to do next is you're going to create a product category class. Okay. Then you cheat again.
You could have used the tool.
Yeah, to generate that. Yeah, that's snippet tool. Now take note of that. There's this thing called the snippet tool.
Snippet lang. Code snippet.
Yeah, code snippet. So you can add that. Yes.
Yeah,
We can hold down a whole MSDN session for that if you want. Like it will hold your snippets in an XML file. So okay. So yan, gagawa na siya ng product category. So that the product category object, ito product LMS yan. So yan, pwede na siya. Right? So it's not existing. Ha? Okay. Ouch. So this is the long way of implementing this. Right? Implementing the initialize, submit, so basically this video, this is the part where you create, okay? You create your RIA service. So after
ano ba yung RIA service?
yung
What's RIA service?
it's rich at internet. It's basically a web service, okay? It's basically someone who stands between your UI and your data sources, okay? Oh, yun pala eh. So I can. Tignan mo yung zoom in ko, gumagana na gano'n. Ayan. Oops. Yeah, and then you cheat again. Hindi, I think ito na yung zoom in. Paano? Hindi pa.
We haven't read that.
It's built in naman yun. So, it's built in sa OS X, right?
OS X.
Ano yung OS ng Mac ngayon? OS X. OS 10. Okay. Alright. Okay, well anyways, after you have created your RIA, let's move forward in time. Let's time travel for a bit. Okay. So nagawa na niya, no? Lalagyan niya ng mga handler siya, and then it's going to, then the next thing you do is implement the okay. Implement the CRUD operations for the products. Okay. Insert and delete operations. Or will you be publishing this video? No, not that video, this video. Will we be publishing this video?
I'm not sure.
To them?
I'm not sure. The whole video?
Yeah. This one, the one that goes really, really fast.
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, it's now implementing the things that we automated earlier.
The things that you automate.
All right. Now, what I want to get straight to is how to consume these using Visual Studio LightSwitch. There we go. So it's basically booting up LightSwitch or turning on Visual Studio LightSwitch and then adding a new data source. Point it to your RIA service. LightSwitch application. And then it's going to ask you for your data source. Okay. If you want to create a new data source or create a new table or attach to an external data source. There we go. So you choose WCF. Hey, hold on. I want to show you something. Sorry about that. Here are the available data sources that LightSwitch can natively consume. WCF RIA services or a SharePoint. Pag SharePoint ba? Ano yung in-expose sa SharePoint? List, right? SharePoint lists. Okay. Or yung database, yung nauna natin pinakita, SQL Server database or a MySQL database. So it's now going to, okay, you're now going to add a reference to the RIA service project that you created earlier. Ngayon, bumagal yung machine niya, no? Yes, sir. Oh, okay. Nakaraw na naman. You need your white stuff. Okay, so it's basically going through the same process as connecting to a SQL Server instance. Just change the end. Meron siyang LightSwitch gives you a web.config file, okay, which makes it look weird. It's a desktop application pero may web.config, but as I mentioned in last week or in the first week, this is a desktop application which is a Silverlight out of browser application. So it's a Silverlight application basically.
Okay. Go. Okay. I'd like to add about why we're using the RIA services. Initially, Microsoft created the WCF or Windows Communication Foundation, and the purpose of WCF is basically to unite all of the technologies of Microsoft in terms of web services, remoting, message queuing, etc. And so that we could use the single API, and in terms of exposing our endpoints. So, in terms of web services, the connection between the client and your service are stateless, right? This is stateless. So the moment that you get all your the data from the service, the server doesn't care about what the client will do on the data that you are getting from the service. And with that, we cannot really emulate the richness of the UI